Good morning, all. Hope you are able to see the screen.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can see.
Thank you. We'll wait for another 2 minutes. People are going to join and we'll start. Is that okay? Only for 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once again, good morning, all. Last session, we saw different versions of SAP, right? What is S4HANA and what is the latest version of SAP and which version we are going to do? What is the difference between EHP 6, EHP 7 and EHP 8? Again, I'll reiterate for everybody's benefit. EHP 6 on ECC 6, ECC 6, EHP 6 is nothing but it will work only on third-party databases like Oracle, SQL, clear? Only third-party databases it will work. We can't work on HANA database. When it comes to ECC 6 with EHP 7, the version which we are going to work, is ECC 6 with EHP 7. Again, I'm reiterating, if anyone wants to take the server or they want to install the server in their system, so ask for ECC 6 with EHP 7 version. So it will work on both third-party databases and HANA database, right? Which we can install. But when it comes to the latest version, ECC 6 with EHP 8, this is exclusively for HANA database, not on third-party database. Clear? So this particular version we can't install in our system because to install this particular server, we require at least a minimum of 256 GB RAM. Minimum of 256 GB RAM. So maximum we can have 16 GB RAM in our laptops or desktops. Clear? So that's the reason we can't install this particular version in our servers, in our systems. Clear? So that's the reason we are working on ECC 6 with EHP 7. Clear? So we are going to cover ECC version and as well as S4HANA version. Clear? And what is ECC here? ECC is nothing but an ERP central component. And EHP is nothing but enhancement package. And here where first number of any version will be considered as an 6. If you take 6 version, so here nothing but 6 is a major version and whatever 4 is a major version, 6 is a subversion or minor version, and C is the release of that particular version. And we mentioned here each license cost on ECC, each license cost. If a client wants to take SAP access, then they will charge according to the client, how many clients they want, how many licenses they want. So on each licenses cost is 91,000 INR. Okay. And the SAP modules are divided into two different types. SAP modules are divided into two different types. One is functional modules and technical modules. These are very important. Functional modules and technical modules. So what are the different functional modules? As I said that combination of functional modules and technical modules, SAP developed total 36 different modules. Total 36 different modules SAP has developed. So out of this 32 are functional modules and 4 are technical modules. So we will see few functional modules here. You can see here. In SAP, we can divide modules broadly into two areas. One is functional modules and technical modules. So here, what is the module we are going to see is FI and CO. As I said that in ECC version, these are two modules, separate modules, FI and CO. When it comes to simple finances for HANA, then both are merged. Both are merged. There is no separate module called finance module or controlling module. Both are merged and we call it as in simple finance, which is a combination of FI and CO. Normally they'll call it as in FICO or FICO. Country to country. In Europe, they'll call it as in FICO, whereas in US, they'll call it as in FICO. Here in India, we call it as in simple finance. Clear? So finance and controlling module. And next module we have is module. So here, what is the things prerequisites to do this particular module, to do this FI and CO module? In the sense, minimum commerce accounting knowledge is required, 10 to 15%, who are eligible to learn this particular module, FICO module. So at least they need to have accounting knowledge. So they could be a BCom, MCom, MBA, finance stream. So those people are eligible to learn this particular modules, FI and CO. Okay, even though BTech people, majority BTech people are also learning FICO, they are doing BTech, and after that they are pitching into MBA, and they are doing finance module. So yeah, that's the reason, the criteria, the first priority. If 4 people are attending interview and 3 are from BCom and 1 is from BTech, so the first priority will be given to BCom. And again, after that, if BTech person is having the accounting knowledge, then the priority will be given to that particular person. So what my advice is, majority commerce background students are eligible, commerce finance stream expertise are eligible to do this particular module, FICO module or simple finance module. When it comes to other modules like QM, WM, so any graduate is eligible to learn this particular module. So anyone, not only a finance guy, they can learn. BTech people, majority BTech people, clear? So any other than commerce plus commerce students can do this particular modules. module, QM module, WM module, PP module. So out of this, in this particular course, we are going to do 100+% of FICO, and 20 to 30% of module, and 20 to 30% of production and planning module, 20 to 30% of SD module, and plant maintenance. Apart from this FICO, okay, we are going to do the integrations. We are going to do the integrations of module, right? PP module, next one SD module, and plant maintenance module. Apart from FICO, we are going to learn this. So what is the other prerequisites for this functional modules? No programming knowledge is required to learn these modules. No programming knowledge is required to learn this and no logical knowledge is required to learn these modules. No programming knowledge, no logic is required to learn this module. Only the thing is basic of it. To learn this particular FICO, we need to have 15% of financial accounting knowledge, cost accounting knowledge, and management accounting knowledge to learn these modules, right? So however, probably we have done our accounting in our graduation or MBA, and tentatively we will forget our basics, right? So to fill that gap, what we are doing is we have included that 15 to 20% of manual accounting, financial accounting, cost accounting, basics, and management accounting. So on a fingertips, we are going to cover whatever the requirements, prerequisites are required for to learn these modules. So that we are going to cover. So once we do that, then definitely, see, again, I'm reiterating, when we search for FICO consultants, then we will get 80% of FI consultant. But in the market, there is a scarcity of CO consultants. Why? I'll tell you. Here, financial accounting, they will start from intermediate first year, second year, become 3 years, and MBA. But when it comes to cost and management accounting, probably they will learn in final year only for exam purpose, right? So that's the reason we need to have only the basic knowledge of cost and management accounting. Again, I'm reiterating. Okay, so if we have that particular knowledge, controlling module is more easier than FI module. More easier than FI module. And we are going to cover that particular, we will fill that bridge, clear, with our basics of cost and management accounting techniques. Because whatever costing, we are not going to do the complete academic cost and management accounting. We are going to learn the techniques of cost and management accounting, how to prepare cost sheet, budgets, ratio analysis, and all those things we will cover on a fingertips. We have some techniques and we will learn those techniques in this particular FICO, that our complete course. Financial accounting, we will see in FI module, the manual financial accounting. And when we start with the controlling module, we will give the introduction of controlling module. And after that, 1 week, we are going to spend on cost and management accounting, how to prepare ratios, how to prepare cash flows, funds flows, and everything, how to generate different reports and all. Manually first we will see, the next we will see pitch into SAP controlling module. Clear? And only the thing required is only the practice is the main criteria to learn these particular modules. Any questions? Any questions over here?
No, sir.
A bit louder, please.
No, sir.
Yeah. So when it comes to technical modules, so as I said that our modules are classified into two different, right? So here we have technical modules are first module, ABAP module. ABAP, right? What is ABAP? ABAP is nothing but Advanced Business Application Programming. Advanced Business Application Programming. So what is this ABAP? Right? ABAP is nothing but in the backend, see whatever SAP screens are designed, whatever MIRO screen you are doing, FB60 screen you are doing, in the backend, that will be developed in a programming language. And that programming language, we are going to call it as a ABAP language. Clear? What do you mean by ABAP? ABAP is nothing but Advanced Business Application Program. So to develop SAP screens in the backend, there will be a programming language will be developed, right? That programming language is nothing but ABAP. So earlier ABAP is developed from, in the year before 2000, we have a different business language, that is a COBOL. In the year 2000, there is a business language which was developed by IBM. This particular programming language was developed by IBM. We call it as a common business oriented language. So all the IBM machines, business machines, this particular programming language was written in the backend. Whatever earlier also, all the businesses used to work on a softwares, in the sense, in the backend, this particular programming language was written. But in the year 1999, this particular programming language was collapsed. I can say that. Why? What is the reason behind that? In the sense, this programming language date was written in 000000 format, DDMMYY format, means which starts with 00 and ends with the programming language date ends with 090999, means the complete from 00 to 090999 means when this particular date comes, after that again it was going back to 0000, not 2000. It was going back to 00, not 2000. So it is nothing but 1999, 9th September 1999. It doesn't add a future. This particular programming knowledge is not going to work. So that's the reason the complete software was in trouble in the year 1999. They were thinking that there is no life after 99 for software. But many organizations like what we see SAP and other, they came up on the base of this particular programming knowledge, programming language. They came up with different programming languages. So here SAP came up with a new programming language called ABAP, Advanced Business Application Program. But the base is the same, COBOL itself. Majority concepts were taken from COBOL itself. And they have developed their own programming knowledge, a programming language that is called ABAP. And what is the prerequisites to learn this particular? Okay, the person who wants to be a ABAPer or a ABAP consultant, then the prerequisite is they need to have a programming knowledge. They need to have a programming knowledge plus logical knowledge. Programming knowledge plus logical knowledge is mandatory, right? Who are able to do it? So nothing but they need to have a knowledge on basic programming knowledge called C language, C++, right? If you have a C hash, then it would be added advantage, and minimum base of Java. Because in ABAP, the basic Java is also work, the basic Java in the programming in the backend. So here programming knowledge of C, C++ plus Java is a mandatory, compulsory. C++ also not complete OOPS language. Only the basics of C++, not in depth of OOPS. C complete, arrays and structures and everything need to be learned, need to have a knowledge, but C++ the basics only, and after that Java basics. The person who is having a knowledge on that, then they can become an ABAP consultant. Clear? And who are eligible? Obviously, BCom people won't eligible. Eligible in the sense, if they BCom people are also having a knowledge on this, then they can work as a ABAP consultant. But majority BCom people will not have. Then BSc computer science people, BSc computer science people, BTech, CSC people, ECE people are eligible. MCS or MTechs with the same stream. So these people are eligible to learn ABAP. So here to learn functional modules, we need to have a functional knowledge like accounting knowledge, business process knowledge. We need to have. We don't require any programming knowledge or functional knowledge. So, but here the people who are ABAP consultant, they need to have a programming knowledge. They need to have a logical knowledge, but they don't require any functional knowledge. How entry will be posted, right? What is the debit? What is the credit? They don't require that functional knowledge for these consultants. Then it only this one. When it comes to basis, basis is another technical module, basis. So in this basis is nothing but basic applications, software integrated solutions, right? We call them as a basis consultant. So who will be the basis consultant? So for basis consultant, functional knowledge is not required. And same time programming and logical knowledge is not required. They need to have a knowledge on hardware, system hardware, networking, right? That particular knowledge is required. So what the basis consultant profile would be, they will provide the accesses, they will create the accesses, licenses, right? What we call database maintenance, system network connections, all those stuff will be done by these basis consultants. So for them, the programming knowledge is not required. Clear? The programming knowledge is not required, nor a functional knowledge is required. The people who are having a networking knowledge, who is having a hardware knowledge, those are eligible for basis consultant. So whatever, once you join the organization, they will create your user IDs, right? And passwords, server access, right? All those will be taken care by your basis consultants. Clear? Any questions? So these are the modules. There's a difference between a functional module. So once we complete our particular course, We want to see ourselves this particular side, not this side. Functional, we call it as in functional consultants, and over there they'll call it as in technical consultants. And we need to ourselves as a functional consultants, not technical consultants. Clear, everyone? Any questions?
Hi, Naveen. Good morning.
Morning, Danish.
Naveen, just want to check with you. As you said, we have 32 modules,
Correct.
2 out of 36. So these 32 modules is part of these module, or is that something different, or it is a mix of this which makes 32?
Complete 32 modules are related to functional only, because they have came up with I'll cover this particular thing also, industrial solutions. As I said that, as once we purchase the license, then they will give you the complete all the 36 modules, as I said. But after that they came up with, because small organizations doesn't require the complete end to end all the modules. So SAP came up with industry ISS, industry solution softwares. So for example, I need only the purchase related module. They came up with Ariba. Clear? Like that, they have developed further small modules also, which comes under functional modules only.
Okay. Now my other question goes is, when you talk about Ariba, Ariba is also part of the warehouse management, right?
Yes,
Or
yes,
material management.
yes,
So it is a combination of these functional module will be part of that applications.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, the warehouse management, and same as you mentioned, material management, some part will be taken, and that has provided separately those Ariba and all. MRP.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions before we proceed to the next? Anyone? Okay. So here, before I'll go to the projects part, actually, once we join the organization, once we clear our rounds, right, as per our experiences, again I'm telling you here the major advantage with the SAP environment, IT environment, in the sense, for example, I used to work as an end user. I have experience of, for example, 5 to 6 years of experience of end user, and after that I have joined this particular course, and I have got good knowledge, good skill set on total FICO, whatever we call, right, in that. So what I can do is, for example, I'm having 6 years of experience. Out of that, 4 years, what, even though I have an end user experience, what I made my resume is 4 years I just managed, and I have changed my end user experience to SAP consulting experience. SAP as an end user, I have worked as an AP, accounts payable, or procurement process, right? But what I made it as end-to-end SAP consulting thing, I have made it in my resume. And one good thing is, whatever end user designations we have, whatever end user designation, like for example, process associate, if it takes, right, process specialist, right, SMEs, assistant managers, team leads, operations managers. So whatever designations we have in end user level, so the same designations we have in SAP IT environment. SAP IT environment. So what I did, I have made my experience 4 years as a consulting experience as per my knowledge and everything, and 2 years I made it as a domain experience. So they will consider the total 6 years. What is my SAP specific SAP consulting experience, and same time they will consider my 2 years of domain experience also. That is the thing. So here, whatever experiences we have, we are not going to make any manipulation in that. We are going to make the same designations, right? Same pay slips, same form 16s, and everything is same. Except according to our experience, we are going to change last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years experience into a consulting experience as per our knowledge. Clear? In the market right now, till 2028, till 2030, there are a huge requirements are going to come in this particular SAP environment. Even though right now, if I take my organization, nearly last month we had a 180 projects on the pipeline, and now it becomes like last Friday's thing, we had total 223 projects are in pipeline, different projects from across the globe. Only I'm talking my organization. If you take Deloitte or Accenture or any other organizations, they have a plenty of projects are there in the pipeline. And what is the problem here itself? There is a shortage, scarcity of manpower. There is a scarcity of the skilled employees. What they are instructing the high level project leads and project owners, what they are instructing us in the sense, if the person is having 30 to 40% knowledge on this particular requirement, then hire it. Then hire it. That's it. Because they're not getting, either they are getting either through proxy or back end kind of things. So a lot of things are happening. Okay, so the people who are coming as in proxy or backend entries, they are not having at least 5% knowledge on this. So that's the reason, even though people are there, majority are on the bench. Majority are on the bench after recruitment also. And one more thing, one more thing I would like to tell you. See, for example, I don't have a knowledge of SAP. So I have joined the backend or a proxy or something, my luck favored, and I have joined the organization. And when it comes to after recruitment also, there are a number of clients will be there for one particular organization, number of clients. So it's not like end user, once you are done with your interview and you have received your offer letter and you have start working. But here in this particular environment, what happens is, there will be one more round after recruitment also, there will be one more round will be there. That is called a client round. After recruitment, majority 99.9% after recruitment, the client round will be take place. After getting offer letter, after onboarding, your client round will be taking place. So for example, I don't have a knowledge, and over at that particular client round, I can't do any proxy. For example, I can't do any background things. So you can attend interviews, client rounds, right? In my organization, if I have joined on January, so they'll give complete 8 months time to pitch into the project part till 8 months. So you will, those 8 months, you are going to get your salary. You will get your salaries. No issues. But only all the organization, whatever I said, 8 months only in my organization, but other organizations, Accenture and Deloitte, there is no limit. Again, I'm telling you, right? So here till 8 months, they'll pay you in my organization. And after that, after in 8 months, what is the disadvantage? See, two persons have joined. One person is on bench, and one person has joined in project. Client has selected. So what is the difference between both? In the sense, this person the person who is on bench, he won't work, but he will receive his salary. But the person who is in the project, he is working and receiving the salary. Then what is the difference? In the sense, here the person who is on bench, he is not going to get his variable pay the total 8 months till we join in the project. But whereas other person who has joined the project, who is working, so from day one, he is going to get his variable pay. That is a major difference. But most of the organizations in this particular environment, they will not remove you from the bench. They won't terminate unless until if something like in our organization, we found moonlight in the sense, the person was working in due to pandemic, the person was working for our organization, same time he was working for other organization. So due to that, 300 people are sacked. Not whatever media is saying, so many people are going out, and all. So that's not a correct news. Only 300 people are got sacked only because of moonlight, means dual job. And majority Infosys now accepted for dual job if it is work from home. So that is the thing. So we are not going to manipulate anything in your resume. We are going to change only your this thing. So for example, if I'm keeping SAP 6 years project, so we are going to, however, we are going to see the complete codes. What are the things we are going to see? Complete implementation we are going to see. complete testing we are going to see, complete support we are going to see, what are the queries we are going to get, all those structure we are going to see in our complete codes. So what we will do, 1 or 2 implementations we will include in your resume, 1 or 2 support projects we will include, and 1 or 2 testing projects we are going to include in your resume. That's it. So no changes will do, no manipulation, no fake things will include in your resume part. Any questions on this? So this is the thing we will do in this. And what is the threat for end user? I'm not giving you any warnings because whatever seminars we have attended last time. So SAP is crystal clear. The people, this particular environment, maximum things would be automated because SAP is going to a partner for many automation tools like Tosca. Clear? Many automation tools they are going. So what would be the disadvantage? What would be the disadvantage? For consulting, there will not be any changes. No threat if any automation. Because as a consultant, we need to give the details to automation team. We need to give. So there is a no threat for consulting. But when it comes to end user level, if we are 10 people are working, if automation is implemented, so that particular work will be done by only 2 people. No, other 8 will be out of scope. If they are having only one particular knowledge, for example, I am working on only AP and I'm having complete knowledge on end-to-end of AP. For example, invoice processing, nothing else will be there. Right? In majority organization, AP in the sense people will do only one particular invoice postings. Right? So automation taken place on AP part. Right? If we are posting 100 invoices due to automation, the complete whatever 500 invoices, okay, automation it is clearing 400 invoices and left with 100 invoice. So for that they will recruit only one person. So there is always threat for end user. So that's the reason I always ask the people, end users, whoever there. So it's a correct time to pitch in from end user to IT because we can't expect long. And in end user environment, again, as per my experience, what I'm saying is, as long as you will go to the next level hierarchy, as Danish knows, next level hierarchy, probably the pressure will be increases. The pressure will be increases every time. But when it comes to this particular sector, there is always, see, again, I'm not saying 90%, but majority percent, there would be a work-life balance. There will be always a work-life balance because as long as you are going a high level, so the lower level, whatever team is working, we won't involve. So we will see the only high level projects and high level. That too, there would be a time limit will be there. Hardly 6 hours, 7 hours will work. Majority organization, I'm telling you, not like small organizations who are into consulting. So probably they will take majority work. But when it comes to like a big group of companies, so hardly we will have a limited time work. That's it. Stretches and always will not be there at any point of time. So that's what I saw in different organizations when we met. And again, the problem is here, the people who are directly coming to IT, information technology, okay, and there is a two different thing. End users will also come into the IT environment, and directly the people from campus placements or BTech or something, they will come directly to IT environment. As an end user, we will work 9 hours, 11 hours, 13 hours, weekends, we will sacrifice, right? Whatever invoice posting or whatever it is, due to a lot of things, right? So we feel that is a pressure, right? But and when we pitch into the IT environment, hardly we will have a 6 hours work. Hardly, I'm telling you, right? So we won't feel that as a any time, we won't consider it as a challenge or pressure. We won't feel that we are working on a pressure environment. But when it comes to the people who are coming directly to IT environment, before that they don't had a basic pressure. They never involved into a basic pressure environment. So what they feel is the 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever they are working, clear. And as an end user, we had a daily targets. Normally we will have daily targets and we used to achieve those daily targets, right? So that's the reason whatever here quarter targets we will have, monthly targets, project targets we will have. So we will achieve smoothly in this particular environment. But when it comes to the people who are coming as an IT directly, so those people will feel as a pressure thus. And they'll come out and they will say that we have a lot of pressure. Trust me, even I came from end user to this particular environment, and I tell this particular point of time, I never felt as a pressure or anything. Now, no challenges I found here in particular point of time. But when I saw my fellow colleagues, they'll say that we have a lot of pressure. Why? They came directly to IT environment. They came up with the books after completion of their education. Directly they have worked into as an IT this thing, and 6 hours work also they feel it as a pressure. That's it. So this is the things I would like to advise. Any questions?
Naveen, just want to understand here, when we are talking about the implementation of FI module.
Yes.
So when we go to the client round for an interview, basically what kind of questions they would ask, just for
So
understanding.
what are our roles and responsibilities in implementation project? Right. So there are different phases. So the next thing we are going to cover in this particular project. So in which there are different methodologies are there. Different methodologies are there. So as a consultant, we will pitch into a phase called realization phase. So as a consultant, for example, I have done my implementation project, and they'll ask you which phase you have involved. Means we have involved in realization phase. What are your uh, responsibilities? So the complete whatever things we are going to learn here. So from realization phase, so the complete organization structure creation, right? So collecting the data from the client, business process information, right? And what are the configurations we have done, right? And majority questions they will ask for what is the difference between, what is the difference you found from the classic GL to new GL accounting, and what is the automatic payment process, how we will configuration as an implementation project, how you have configured the APP process, complete automatic payment process, how you have maintained, how you have configured the master data, like either that could be a GL or vendor or customer master data and all. And that's the reason I have prepared. I'll show you. I'll share at the end. So total I have prepared by taking all this interviews and all. I have prepared total 70 to 75 questions. A kind of interview questions. Either that is including your operations round and as well as a client round.
Yeah.
Right.
Naveen, I have sorry to disturb you. I have a question regards to when we set up the accounts. Are we setting up the accounts as per chart of account defined as per IFRS?
No, local gap. We are going to define with the local gap.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the logic would be behind the 1 series, 2 series, 3 series, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So here what we are going to see, we are going to see in this particular, normally earlier classic GL, they used to see only one local gap reporting. But here we are going to see, as you mentioned, local gap reporting we are going to see, IFRS we are going to see, and US gap reporting we are going to see. All the three different gap reportings we are going to see. Clear, Danish?
Yeah, clear, Naveen. Thank you.
So here, so once we have selected, so what would be the role of FICO consultant in different projects? There are a number of projects. As I said that here, see, these are the different projects we will have. So once we recruit, right, either we will be in implementation project. I'll tell you what is implementation project with the example. And we have either support and maintenance project, or upgradation project, or rollout project, or enhancement projects. So we will see ourselves one of these projects, or sometimes we will do implementation project, and same time we will do two different projects. I have time, I have a time, bandwidth is there, so I am interested to do one more project because of variable pay. That is the only thing, money. So I'm having an implementation project, I'm spending hardly 4 hours, right? and I can say myself, I can pull myself to any other projects which are there in the organization. So we can do support and maintenance project. So as per your requirement, not from your project lead won't say that you need to work on this, right? So we will select for implementation project initially, for example. Then you have a bandwidth. So you are interested to work in any other project. Then we will ask them that I have a bandwidth. So I would like to work on any other rather than implementation. I would like to see any other project. So maybe we may work on support or upgradation or rollout project or enhancement project. Or I am okay with only one project as of now, that is support project. And later we can see, later after completion of this particular project. So each project we will have a duration. Each project we will have a duration. That is a minimum and maximum duration that we will see in next sessions. Okay. So here, so after that, we will go to, as per our interest, we can go to the other projects. I have done 2 implementations, for example. Now I'm done with my implementation project, right? And straight away we can ask. So I'm looking for any rollout projects. So like that, we can have that. Initially, we don't have choice. We need to go as per the client requirement. But once we have done 2 projects or something, then we will have always a choice which project we need to go. Okay. So here first, before discussing about the projects, I would like to show you what is the roles of FICO consultant in different projects. So highest hierarchy would be, first would be a project manager. Top to bottom, I'm coming here. Project manager. There is a highest, or we can call it as an, if it is a product company, then we will call it as a project or product owner. Project manager or a product owner. Next one, solution architect. Next, we will discuss each and every designation, what is their responsibilities. Clear? Project lead. Next one, integration manager. Next one, team lead. Team member. Next one, member in process designing team. Member in consultant team. Member in testing team. So these are again projects. Training team. Member in support team. Member in documentation team. So once we have keep our experience of 2 to 3 years, then we may have team member. We will have team member. We will be see ourselves into a team member. We are giving 5 years of experience. Then we will be in position of team lead. Okay, I am keeping my experience as 7 or 8, 9 years. Then we will have a project lead directly. So these are the different. So here again, if I'm a team member, then I can see myself in this particular roles. Straight away we won't see, if then our designation would be a team member. If I'm keeping 2 to 3 years of experience on SAP, then we will consider as a team member or associate consultant. Clear? For freshers, they'll call it as an associate consultant. And fresher, associate consultant. Next one, if he doesn't have any experience, then they will call, if they're having experience 1 or 2 years, they'll call it as a consultant. If they are having more than 4 years of experience, then they'll call it as a senior consultant. And after that, they'll call it as a lead consultant. Like that. So these are the different designation in the project, I'm telling you, not in SAP, in the projects. Okay. When it comes to organization, positions in an organization, again, same as I mentioned here, associate consultant. Associate consultant. If they are fresher, they don't have any SAP knowledge, then they'll consider as an associate consultant. 3 years experience we kept in our resume, right? There is one more designation will come, only consultant, FI consultant or CO consultant or FICO consultant. Okay, and 5 years experience, then we will make it as a senior consultant. More than 5 years, 6 years kind of thing, lead consultant. The next, project managers, program managers, delivery manager, practice manager, practice head. This is a consulting highest one. Normally we will call it here as in practice head. Next level would be a AVP or VP and all other things will come into the picture. If we are not keeping any sort of SAP experience and we have a skill set, then they'll recruit as an associate consultant. And again, what would be the packages in the sense? Again, I'm telling you what end user package, they will consider your end user package. Clear? If you are having experience as an end user, they will consider your end user package. Again, I'm telling you, end user package is no way we can compare with this particular thing. We can't compare that, because here initially, whenever we are, again, what is the thing here is in IT side, once you are changing the organization, then you will get a lot of hike with bonus, joining bonus. Will get, every organization will give you a joining bonus along with minimum, I'm telling you, 60% hike you are going to get when you are from end user to moving to IT. Last, at the time of COVID, people have got 130% hike. People have got till they are giving, at least if people are coming as end user experience, only one word they are saying is they are changing their profile from end user to SAP. Only at this particular designation, I'm getting a low paid. So people are getting minimum of 80% of hike in this particular roles, different roles. So that is the only time we can get the hike. Perfect. But after joining the organization, every year appraisal, we get hardly single digit to 10% is the maximum appraisal we can get in IT. So only at the time of changing the organization, we will get good hands-on hike. But when same organization you are working for 3, 4, 5 years, then the whatever hike you are going to get, it would be either single digit or maximum double digit, that is 10% or 12%, not more than that. So that's the reason in IT sector, majority people will not stick to one particular company for longer period. If people are in comfort zone, right, then they will stick for longer period. Okay, they have whatever initial level, whatever package we got it, and it is enough for me, and I can get only 8 to 10% every year. That is enough, and we are in comfort zone. Then they will continue. They will work for 18, 20 years in the same organization. People are there, but 60 to 70% people will change the organization very frequently. This is about the positions in different organizations. Any questions? Any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay. So here we have, as I said, that, okay, organization we saw, and different projects, roles we saw, and what are the different projects we have. Just I'll give you today introduction. So total we have, after joining the organization, so we have these different projects. We have, one is implementation project. This is nothing but fresh SAP introduction in client environment. That is called implementation project. And support or maintenance project. Support or maintenance project in the sense, for example, the client has implemented SAP in their organization, but prior to that, they were using some other software, some other system, right? They were working on Tally. The end users were working on Tally or Oracle Financials, or any other ERPs they were working. And the organization decided to migrate from third party or non-SAP system to SAP system. So implementation is done and everything is completed, right? So for example, we are Infosys consultants. We are employees of Infosys, right? And we visited to client place. We have took the requirements and we have implemented, and we have moved that data to complete to production system, and they are working because the environment is new to them. So at that particular point of time, till 1 year, 2 years or 3 years, they will face a lot of challenges to work in a new environment. Okay, at that particular point of time, client will give one project to company, that is support and maintenance project. Means at the time of working, real time working, they may face some sort of issues in master data or transactional data, whatever. So they may face some sort of issues. So they need a support from the IT organization. So they will give the project 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, like that. Or they will form their own new IT division in their organization instead of taking from third parties help. So that particular project, we call it as a support and maintenance project. And next one, upgradation project. So we may see ourselves into upgradation project. Upgradation project in the sense, whenever SAP releases new versions, right? So client wants to upgrade that version, right? So the data need to move from that lower version to next version, new version. Now majority thing are migrating from ECC to S/4HANA. So these things are considered as an upgradation version, upgradation projects. So we will see again in depth. Next one, rollout project. What do you mean by rollout project? For example, my organization, my company is situated in different countries. For example, okay, my company is situated in different countries. So for example, head office is in India, and other countries it is working as a company codes. Okay, so here in India, we other countries we are working on Arkil or any other ERP, but in India we have implemented SAP and we have started working on SAP, right? And other countries they are using same organization, but they are using other ERPs. So the company wants whatever countries our company codes are there, they want to use SAP over there also. So the complete 80% business process will be the same. Complete 80% business process will be the same, but what would be the changes will be there in other countries. So here we follow GST, and our legal requirements are something different when compared to other countries' requirement. So the 80% business process will be the same. Only the changes we need to do, only the legal requirements of that particular countries, tax requirements of that particular countries, we need to map accordingly. The remaining 80% we will lift and we will shift to there, correct? But those 20%, whatever legal requirements, tax requirements, right, whatever their policies, that we are going to implement there. And these projects are known as rollout projects. Means already one company is using, okay, and the company codes are using other systems. Then we want to use the same SAP to other countries, whatever member company codes in other countries. So the same SAP we want to use. So the same complete business process, 80% will be the same, whatever may be the country. But master data, transactional data will be the same. Only the challenge we will have is the legal requirement, tax requirement, any other some requirements specific to that particular country. Only that we will map it. So those projects we will call it as a rollout project. Clear? And next one, we have one more project, enhancement project. What do you mean by enhancement project? In the sense, for example, in my organization already SAP has installed. SAP has already, we are working from last 3 years, 4 years, we are working on SAP. So we have a different departments, finance department, controlling department, CO department, right, MM department, right? So sales and distribution department, like that. Now our organization entered into a new business, for example, joint venture business. For the first time, our organization entered into a joint venture business. Okay, so this is one more department as added to our organization, right? Already we are using SAP, but whatever joint venture new business is there, we need to implement SAP to that particular department or that particular business, right? So what we will do, we will implement to that particular new business without disturbing the existing department system, without changing the data of existing department, and whatever project we are going to do with the new department, that project we are going to call it as an enhancement project. Whenever organization introduced with new department or new business, then we need to map without disturbing the existing department's data or in SAP, we need to implement to new business, new departments. Clear? Then that particular projects we are going to call it as an enhancement project. And we are going to see in depth of these particular with examples in tomorrow's session. So any questions on this particular? Yes, no?
Sir, uh, hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Firstly, I was initially tagged to enhancement project itself as a shadow resource, where they used to include me in the client calls itself.
Okay.
Used to give us small assignments like how to create company code and all. Only shadow tag.
Shadow tag in the
Later,
sense already they were using, right? Other departments or other businesses.
no, me as a shadow resource.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I was tagged to first and in an enhancement project itself.
Okay.
As a shadow resource, we used to include in the client calls itself. So
Mhm.
later, I just have a client interview and they have selected me as a, that was a billable role. Now I'm
Billable, okay, fine.
yeah, into support project.
Now you are into support, right?
Yes.
Not into enhancement.
No, not into.
So normally in support project, what are the challenges you are getting? What kind of issues you will get?
Like it's related to AP, AR, and sometimes it controlling also.
Okay.
Like my TL will help me out to clear out those issues.
What is
And
the
apart,
ticketing tool you are using?
no service now itself.
ServiceNow itself, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Any other
So
question? Yeah,
I want to
please.
share that itself.
Thank you. Thank you, Sana. Any other questions? So initially, again, I want to reiterate. So normally, if we like whatever maybe our experience, and I have joined an organization, majority 80% they won't give you an initial level, whatever may be your role, right? They won't involve us in implementation project for at least for 6 months. For 6 months, either they will see in any other different this one, and after that they'll move us to implementation. Majority, I'm telling you. So 20% there is a chance directly we can involve in implement. There is a chance 20%, but 80% organization what they will do if they are recruiting. Okay, even though we are having experience, good amount of experience, but still initially they will use us in different projects. Like either that could be a support project or testing project, or here I didn't mention testing. I'll show you that upgradation project or rollout project or something. So now there is one more project is the added automation project. Over there, majority testings will be taken place. As a consultant, I'll explain you what exactly the testing role we will do it. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Tomorrow we will see this. What is implementation project? How many people will involved in this particular minimum I'm taking? In general, I have taken. Okay, what is the duration of implementation project or support project, upgradation project, and what would be our roles and responsibilities, and everything. Tomorrow session we will discuss of different projects with one case in one case test or test case, whatever we call. Clear? So software development life cycle, tomorrow we will see SDLC. Any software, if they are going to implement, they need to follow some software development life cycle. That thing we are going to discuss in tomorrow's session. Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah. I'll share yesterday's, like last Friday session. I need to share the recording, and today's session together. I'll share it today.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.